Welcome back, everyone. Of course, February is Black History Month, and you can't talk Black history without talking soul food. In fact, soul food, the roots of it have come all the way from the days of slavery.
And that's back when black people were given just scraps to eat, what many people considered the unwanted parts of food. So black people had to figure out how to work with what they were given, and that is something our resident foodie, Crystal Pratt, knows how to do all too well. Yeah. She is joining us now with a very special taste of Texas.
Absolutely, indeed. You're absolutely right, Lindsay. That's what happened. That's what happened back in slavery days. Black people were just given scraps, and not even meat most of the time. And when it did come to meat, it was the worst parts of the meat that we made delicious, like pig feet, chitlin, all that stuff like that. But I'm here to talk about food all the time, but I especially love soul food. Soul food is what I was taught to cook. It's what I was raised on, and it's what I cook in my kitchen all the time. And so chef and writer Millie Peartree, one of my favorite chefs, has shared a lot of interesting facts about soul food, like the word soul. It became common in the 60s. The word soul was used to describe African-American culture, which included the way we cook, especially in the South. Also, many think fried chicken is a black food staple. It was actually brought to America by Scottish immigrants.
Oh, okay.
Black people just made it taste better. And I mean, they did. And then they added great things and more flavor to it. They added historically African sides like collard greens and beans and other delicious options. During slavery, we were given the worst of the worst when it came to leftover food, like you were saying, Lindsay, and it provided no nutritional value. And a lot of time, they were not even given meat. Now, luckily, many slaves had their own way of making sure they were able to have a little bit of their home right here in America.
When our ancestors were brought to the United States, many of them intentionally wove seeds into their hair so that when they got here, they could continue to grow the food that they knew that was good for them.
And the seeds that many Africans wove in their hair, the most popular that we know of in Southern cuisine is okra. Okay. And so a lot of people would not know about okra if it wasn't for Africans bringing it to America on slave ships. Now, I was raised by my mother and my dad, who both knew how to cook. My mom taught me how to make traditional soul food. My stepdad played a pivotal part because he taught me that soul food was slow and with soul, of course. And so I cooked for you guys. I made some collard greens. I made it with bacon, and I cooked it in chicken broth. Now, you don't need marshmallows for sweet potatoes. All you need is some sugar, some cinnamon, and some nutmeg, and you mix it up, and it'll be delicious, just like that said, just like you saw there. And with my macaroni and cheese, I make it in milk and water, and with seasoned water in there. I make it with 3 cheeses, mix it up, and make it delicious. And if you want some good fried chicken, I guarantee you all you need is salt and pepper. You don't need to go crazy. You just season it with salt and pepper, and make sure you season your flour. And I was cooking all of that yesterday. Now, Texas Today, they ate most of the food that I brought in, most of the soul food. Well, but I was able to save a little bit for you guys here.
They had a really hearty breakfast, didn't they?
I did. Here you go. I did make you guys some macaroni and cheese, collard greens, some candy yams,
which part of this is all organic and low calorie?
And so,
gluten-free? We got gluten-free over here?
Well, Chris, the soul food is good for your soul.
So that's a no.
It's got to sustain you.
I also made you some cornbread, you guys. But
that's amazing.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. That's what soul food is about.
We already knew you were a good cook. Now all of Central Texas knows you're a good cook, Crystal.
I love cooking. If y'all want to play it, you come over to my house on Sundays and I throw down, I guarantee you. But that's what soul food is all about, too, is bringing people together, learning how to come together and things of that nature. And you can't talk Black history without talking soul food.
Do you make it with love?
And so I make it with all the love I have in my heart.
She does everything with love.
I really do.
But thank you for giving us more education and more history on the food, you know, because a lot of Southerners have just adopted soul food as theirs.
Right.
Yeah.
I
You know,
mean, look at that presentation.
But it has roots.
I wish they could see it. It's good.
Hey, don't take the food away.
Okay, we're going to break. She wants more to eat. We'll be right back.